Hi everyone, this is Anna with Coyote Beauty, and I'm sure a lot of my fellow hairstylists can relate. This December is a lot different than our average normal December for hairstylists. Me personally, I haven't had a December with this much free time since I started doing hair, and I want to flip that into a positive and spend time on things that I always say I don't have enough time for. One of those is recording videos. So I am going to be showing you guys my signature blowout and the things that I do to get there. So I hope that you can take something and learn from it. I think that both clients and hairstylists alike can take some of my tips and tricks and apply them to create their own beautiful blowout. So stay tuned if you want to see that. Thanks for watching. Here are some of the products I'm going to be using. I'll be introducing you to Alkali Beauty. We also have some classics like Olaplex, Moroccan oil. Can't go wrong with either of those. Something that's important to my blowout is the tools that I use. I have been using the same brush and the same blow dryer for probably about 5 years. I do a ton of blowouts on really curly and coarse clients, and I swear that the reason why I don't have any issues with my hands and my wrists are because I use the same tools. This is the Olivia Garden 45. I always make sure that I have more than enough clips. I like to take small sections, so we have plenty on hand. And then my final tool is my 𝒂𝒊𝒃𝒆 blow dryer. I like this blow dryer because I use a lot of tension in my blowouts and I pull really hard. This is actually a heavier blow dryer, so it's kind of the opposite. You think I would want lighter, but I want that heaviness so I'm not completely pulling it too hard and messing with my shoulders and arms. My gorgeous model, Gina. We're starting off with the big blowout whip by Alkali Beauty. It's really interesting. It comes out as kind of like a gel form, but as you emulsify it between your hands, it turns into like a foamy mousse. It adds a ton of grit, and I love to apply it on the front and back of my hands to ensure even distribution throughout Gina's fine hair. She does have finer texture. There's a little bit of wave, and she has a ton of it. I'm not afraid of product because I know that I'm applying it right. Next up, we're going to be using Unicorn Milk, also by Alkali Beauty. It's kind of like a kitschy, cutesy name, but guys, this is a serious product. It seals, it repairs, it strengthens, and this has replaced most of my heat protectants in my blowout routines. Last but not least, this is the Olaplex number 6. It is a leave-in restorative styling product. It doesn't have any hold to it, but I swear that when I use this on my clients' hair for their blowouts just last longer. I like to guarantee an extra day on top of my clients' blowout schedule. So if they wash every 3 days, they're going to get 4 days at least out of their blowout. And one of the biggest components of my signature blowout is small sections. A lot of my clients have frizzy, curly, coarse hair. I like to start in the front because that's usually their problem areas. That's what dries up quicker and curls up quicker. But I'm also taking super small sections. I'm not rough drying because I like to have complete control of the hair from its most wet to its driest so that we are not rough drying and frizzing anything up. I really like to concentrate on the roots and then kind of just smooth and flick the ends. That looks gorgeous. Gina really is like the perfect blowout client though. Her hair just likes to listen, but that front dries up very quickly. So we like to take complete control of the blowout. I'm using a lot of tension. We're pulling a lot in all different directions, just making sure that the hair gets super smooth and dry. And here we are pulling it up. That's to get really great volume. We're gonna kind of trick the hair into thinking it's gonna go one way, and then we're gonna pull it the other. So if you're a hairstylist, you can see how I'm blowing it out and just smoothing it at the ends, getting that little bit of body, that little bit of wave. Now we're going to be over directing. She has like little curtain bangs that we just refreshed for her. So we're going to be pulling in the opposite direction. That means that when we pull it back to the way that it wants to go, it's just going to sit really nicely with a little bit of volume. Number one key, especially when your client has a little bit of frizz or a little bit of texture to their hair, make sure that you're getting the blowout, the hair completely dry. I know that sounds obvious, but it's really not. If you feel any type of like coolness, in the hair, that means it's not completely dry, and that moisture that's left over is just going to refrizz the hair. Guys, I also want to say that my way is not the highway. If you talk to 100 different hairstylists on how they give a blowout, they're going to have 100 different ways to do it, and they're all going to be right. Just because I'm doing it a certain way does not mean that this is the end all be all of blowout rules. But my personal upbringing in the beauty industry was that I worked at a blowout bar that was owned by a large salon right from the beginning. So blowouts are in my blood. And I took a little bit of all of the talented stylists that I worked with. I took a little bit of their blowouts into making mine. So I really do think I have a unique view. If you have ever gotten a blowout by me, you know that they are fabulous and addictive. And yeah, I just really think that you can pick up a few tips and tricks from this video. But back to the blowout. So we are in the front. We're still over directing. I'm pulling it to the opposite direction. This part can take a little bit of finessing, a little bit of practice, but I wonder what we're talking about. It looks like it's really funny. But we're just constantly smoothing and giving it a little twist. I like to get the front done first. Like I said, that hairline is always the first to curl up or get wet. I'm never touching the blow dryer to the brush or to the hair. It's always a little bit of a distance, and we're really just using it to kind of smooth that cuticle and get everything nice and straight and shiny and smooth those ends with that little bit of body. Okay, so this is the beginning of the blowout. Oh, it's so good. She's so cute. Stunning. So you have that little bit of body, that little bit of flip. I don't want to show you guys me doing the same thing over and over again, so we just skipped ahead to the top of her head, and we're still taking small sections. The reason why I like taking small sections is because it's gonna take less time to blow dry. When you guys are, not you guys, that's really rude. When a stylist is taking large sections, it takes longer for it to dry. It does. So when you just take your time, take these smaller sections, really make sure that you're getting them completely dry, you're gonna carve time off of your blowout. I don't rough dry, and my blowout is faster than most stylists. And that's because I'm not spending any extra time at the end of the blowout to smooth anything out that I caused during my rough dry, where I was just kind of getting the hair dry to get it dry and not really paying attention to what it was going to do. So just by taking it from that wet, that really damp stage, all the way to the dry stage, you have complete control over all that frizz, over any texture in the hair, any wave. And in the long run, you know, you will spend less time on the hair. So here we are getting to the top, still taking those small sections, and her blowout just looks so good. I'm so obsessed. We're still over directing, kind of like you would do with a roller set. That's just to get that extra volume. When we're pulling the hair, we're kind of fooling it, making it think it's going to go in one direction, and then we're going to have it lay in the opposite direction. If you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to comment any questions about this blowout routine. I kind of sped through it. If it's not very user-friendly, I apologize, but look at how gorgeous. I love it. And here's the end result. This is my signature Coyote blowout, Coyote Beauty blowout, and it looks awesome. I haven't brushed it or combed it. We kind of just let the little waves that we created with the brush settle for a little bit, and I'm combing through with a wide tooth comb and just reforming that body in that shape. And we'll use a little bit of the Moroccan oil medium hold. We don't want anything crunchy, but we definitely want to enhance the stunning blowout. If you guys want to see something a little bit more detailed, definitely let me know. This was kind of a shut down mini beauty studio video that I wanted to make for you guys. So I really hope that you enjoy it. And
check out my model. Enjoy her gorgeous Coyote Beauty blowout. Thanks for watching, guys.